There's Brett Moffitt in the 24.
There it goes.
Oh, and there's a collection into the wall and through the grass on the bottom.
I would be shocked if it weren't Ross Chastain.
And there he is.
Trying to block like we talked about.
Timothy Peters.
And Timothy Peters involved.
Hard contact to the front of Timothy Peters' truck.
I think Stuart Friesen had got the best of Ankrum, Alfredo, and may be in that free pass position.
Brian Doza in the 28. Saw Natalie Decker in the 54. Ross Chastain. Boy, what a heartbreaker for Chastain to suffer that damage.
We'll see what happened, but has all the looks of trying to block gone wrong.
The trucks are going to be stopped in turn 3 while the repairs or the salvage is taken care of. As Clay Greenfield's truck, you see Chastain climbing out of his truck, and we saw that 68 of Clay Greenfield on track as well, or on pit road after some heavy damage.
Ross outside the truck surveying it. Said, man, what might have been. What a shuffle this is going to be for the playoff structure.
You're right, Phil. This flips everything. Puts Friesen back on the lead lap, I believe. Takes a guy that had a pretty good cushion and puts him right back on the bubble.
Yep.
But Ross is a confident cat. You know, he's going to block. He's going to do everything he thinks it takes to win. If we don't win this week, we'll go get him next time in Martinsville.
Friesen, or excuse me, Chastain was at the front along with Creed and Infinger. Todd Gilliland, Harrison Burton was in there as well, and Chastain trying to protect the lead, as you see his crew chief Phil Gould making that walk to the garage. And there he was, tried to come down, and I think Sheldon Creed was there. No fault of Creed's.
That's what we've been talking about. It's just impossible with the way these trucks pull up to get over in time, and Creed was committed.
And Infinger just got collected by Chastain as well. Watch it from the view of Austin Hill.
Well, what a nice job Austin Hill did to avoid that.
There it was.
It's a hard hit right there.
It happens so quickly. Sometimes that spot that's open, but by the time you actually go for it, it's not.
Well, Sheldon Creed was going through the middle. He was going to try to get underneath Ross Chastain, and Ross realized that and started to turn down to try to block that move, and there just wasn't time, Michael, as we've been talking about. Look at the
Nice job by Natalie Decker. Check that out. She's going to maybe make just a little contact, but up on the racetrack, she was sideways and slid down the hill. I don't think there's much damage to that 54 truck.
Plenty of damage to that 45 of Ross Chastain, however. From the lead, Chastain will get put on the hook, and you see all those that were involved, although Sheldon Creed, I don't think, suffered much damage.
And he has the lead.
Yes, maybe a little bit of wrinkle on the fender.
I'm sure there's going to be a difference of opinion as to what exactly happened there between Ross and Sheldon, because Ross was barely ahead of Sheldon when Sheldon pulled low, and Ross went down low, and there wasn't time to make that block. And I think that I don't see where Sheldon did anything wrong.
Well, we knew it was a matter of time, and that time has arrived. Ross Chastain from the lead in that crash and going to the hook and the garage. 6 to go at Talladega. You see the truck stop on the backstretch. 6 to go, currently under red. The Gander Outdoors Truck Series playoff race from Talladega. After our leader, Ross Chastain, was involved in an accident trying to protect his position.
Isn't that interesting, Vince, what you said? We say anything can happen to Talladega. The leader just crashed.
And this is what happened. And was Chastain picked it up a little bit late there. I think the big question is, or that Chastain and Creed will be talking about, is was Creed in position before Chastain came down, or was Chastain already there?
Vince, he was running 5 miles an hour faster than Ross, and he moved to the middle. And when he moved to the middle, Ross comes down. And when he comes down right there, they make contact. It's clear to me that Ross tried to block again, like we've seen him do all day, and he just missed it. He misjudged it. I said before that happened, that's a dangerous game. You just put yourself in a position when you block for someone to hit you. If you're right there, he turns down and they make contact. I don't see how anybody could see that any differently. I welcome to your opinion, but that was just a blocking move on a superspeedway track that did not work out.
And it has been confirmed that Stuart Friesen will get the free pass, so he will be back in contention on the lead lap.
Wow. After 2 penalties, Friesen's still going to have a chance.
That's what superspeedway racing's all about in NASCAR. You can overcome adversity. You can fall behind and make it up and be in a position to stand in victory lane when you thought your day could end because of a couple of penalties.
Yeah, at one point Moffitt and Friesen were both a lap down, and Moffitt is inside the top 10 now, and Friesen just getting back on the lead lap. And then there's Matt Crafton, who is the furthest up of all the championship contenders. He currently sits 5th.